Welcome everyone. You are watching the World Iesf qualifiers for Europe, of course. My name is Kronos. Joining alongside me is the one and only Zakota as we are bringing you the first day of the playoffs.
I'm excited to be casting again with you, Kronos. Today we're gonna take a look at France versus Romania for the first game to be streamed. But still, I'm excited as Romanian to see my team playing. I don't know about you, Kronos, but I have pretty high hopes for this game.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, France versus Romania, this is one of those games that you really want to watch, right? It's probably better than the Champions League final, if you ask me. Maybe, just by a slight bit. But, of course, these are two titans that are going head-to-head against each other. And France, one of the fan favorites, we've said it time and again, they have earned their respect here in the European qualifiers. I think, Zakota, you can vouch for that as well with the way that they've played before. But I know that you yourself are Romanian, so of course you'll be rooting for your country.
Of course, I'm gonna be rooting for Romania. I have played with them. I know what they're capable of, and I think they can take this tournament by a storm. I think they're the dark horse of the tournament.
Hey, I'm telling you, you played with them just because you went for a tryout and they never took you in the squad. That's why you're casting, bro. I get it. It's okay. We know, Zakota. We know. But it's fine. It's fine. You're a better caster than a player, I would say. Of course, an even better analyst. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll take a look at the schedule for today because that's the first match indeed. France versus Romania that we're bringing you live 12 p.m. CET. And of course, at the same time, we have Belarus versus Israel, Spain versus Portugal, another classic, Italy versus Austria. I think that's definitely a game that we'll be keeping our eyes peeled out for. And Zakota, which games excite you apart from France, Romania?
Spain versus Portugal. I mean, that's the ultimate clash as well.
Yeah, I think apart from that, if you ask me, bro, I think Italy versus Austria is another game that we really need to keep our eyes peeled out for.
Who do you have the winners for these games?
I think it's probably going to be France, Romania. That's a tough one. Belarus, Israel. Again, that's up in the air just because they're both undercard teams. Spain versus Portugal. I'll be honest, I really don't know. And Italy versus Austria, maybe there. I'll probably think Austria.
I have to disagree with you. I think Romania, Belarus, Portugal, and Italy are gonna take the cake on this one for us.
This guy don't hold back. He just wants to say whatever he thinks. He's okay. You're gonna say whatever you think at this point. I mean, I get it. It's of course to each their own, but I feel like I definitely know these matches are jam-packed, right? These are some high quality, great matches that we have for today.
No, I agree with you, Kronos. I'm excited to see what drafts and what strategies the teams are going to pull. Of course, after the first game, we're going to advance versus Lithuania, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's that we do have the matches that will come through. Hold on, let me just pull it up in my screen and show you. But of course, the first match that we'll be bringing you for today is France versus Romania, a best of three playoff first match that you're gonna see, round one indeed. And the winner of this match will go to face on Lithuania. Yes,
they will advance versus Lithuania, and I believe either Israel or Bulgaria. No, Belarus will go against. Can you remind me, Kronos, quick?
Yeah, I think the winners of Belarus versus Israel will be going against Georgia, another staple name that's been there in the Iesf Europe qualifiers for many years and many seasons. And after that, of course, the Spain versus Portugal match. I think the winners of that will be going against Hungary. And of course, the final match, Italy versus Austria. The winners will be going up against Turkey.
And that's like facing the final boss right at the start of the game. It's going to be a punishing time for either of those two teams in the lower brackets. I mean, same brackets, but still at the lower point in time. I mean, I'm excited to see which team is going to face off against Turkey. I think Italy might have a chance over them.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I know the players from Austria. Shout out to Wolkenstern. He's one of my buddies. Of course, he's one of your buddies as well, Zakota. But, hey, I feel like, he definitely deserves our support here. But apart from that, if Italy had Davide, maybe they'd take the cake. Again, I've said this time and again. We don't know how it's gonna go, but for this one, if you feel like Italy probably go through, I think you have a good reason, right? Why do you think so?
I mean, I've seen what they can do in their game. If I'm not mistaken, it was versus Azerbaijan, right? They pulled a crazy draft, even against strong teams that had, I guess you could say, broken picks. The team has the first pick all the time, so they just played against that strategy, right? Azerbaijan being a strong team that completely stomped some other teams. I mean, I'm excited to see what they can pull, right? Italy is strong. Austria is also strong. We've seen them, I think, having the fastest finished game on stream. I think it was 6 minutes and 34 seconds. So, got to give props where props are due. Both of these things are strong, but I think Italy is a tad bit stronger.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't disagree with the way you're explaining it. I think that's definitely going to be one of the most important things and one of the most crucial factors when it comes to this game, right? Especially when you leave the playing field open for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and when you have the opportunity to kind of represent your country, of course, at the same time. But here, ladies and gentlemen, it is the team roster for France. So we have Zedel, Jimmy Woo in the jungle, Uefa, Christopher G, but I think it's replaced by Mlbb if I'm not wrong. And of course, Victor is going to be in the mid lane, flexible in the gold lane with that Hereth of his Neferia, Olivia Jiang, one of the female players, one of the only female players in the tournament as well. She is going to be rocking that mid lane and, a little bit of the flex in the gold lane as well. That flexibility is what gives France a slight bit of an edge. And of course, we have the god in the EXP, Zeus, Ethan Alazi. He's definitely one of those that they need to watch out for, right, Dakota?
I mean, I agree. Zeus has been playing it extremely well on that Phobius, and if I'm not mistaken, on the Hilda as well. Zedel with the link with Hayabusa, we've seen how well he can perform, but let's give props to, I think, probably one of the best players from the team, Neferia. She has been doing an extremely great job. I mean, paired up against some of the strong teams, she was pulling her weight. She was doing it extremely well. We've seen her with the Farsa, we've seen her on Golem with a 1-on, getting, I believe, a Savage the other day.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, she's absolutely insane. One of the goal laners that's been not just top in France, but one of the top goal laners in Europe, if I may say so. And of course, going against them, Zakota.
Team Romania, Nikki, Watanabe, Daniel, Saki, with Flori. I mean, that's a Greek name, Skylov, Vlad Brutaru, Karti, Ștefan Ivanciu, Copilu, Danzo. Come on. Sherban, Christian. I mean, it's a pretty strong team. You probably heard of this name before. Kronos. I mean, especially of Nikki, right? You've seen what he can do. And Saki as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've heard of Saki and as well as Nikki. I've been Skylove at the same time. These are three names that I've heard time and again. And if I'm not wrong, I've actually seen Cardi as well. The only kind of unfamiliar name for me is Copilo and Danzo, but then again I just feel like he probably changed his IGN and I've never seen it before. That's the only feeling I get, because these are familiar names, Dakota. You're right.
I mean, let me give you a quick reminder. Danzo is the Hanzo player, right? I think you've seen him before with his signature pick Hanzo, the Lure combo. I mean, come on, it's a dangerous pick, right? And I know Skylove is an ex-global Sicilian player. We might get a look into that as well. And Saki being the roamer, I mean, come on, it's a pretty strong team composition compared to, some of the other ones we had in previous years. So I'm excited to see what Romania is going to do against France. Again, two really strong, I think, equal teams in strength.
Yeah, and I think I would say definitely this is one of the big hurdles that France have to come across, and same thing with Romania if they want to progress further on in the qualifiers for Europe, of course. But at the same time, Zakota, I wanted to ask you, what makes Romania and what makes France? Like, what makes these teams tick, right?
I mean, the uniqueness of France, they have this smooth, assassin plays. They have something fast, right? They have something eye-catching. But I think Romania just likes to take it a little bit slower, build up the strength and then boom, go with it all full strength at the end. So I think France is basically like the flashy type, and Romania is, the quiet type, getting ready in the final, just farming it up, getting ready with everything, then fighting when it's necessary.
Yeah, I think it comes down, like I think what you're trying to say is basically picking the right fights at the right time, right? That's the most important part in this. The timings and when they go in, the timings and when they want to pick these fights is going to be crucial when it comes to, of course, going against powerhouse teams. And I think being one of the powerhouse teams as well, they definitely want to pull off. I think whoever wins this will be an upset. If France win it, it's going to be an upset. If Romania wins it, it's going to be an upset, right?
I mean, two, I believe, favorites of the tournament. I mean, heading it head to head is going to be an amazing thing to watch, right? Both of these teams are going to try their hardest to, go versus Lithuania next. But still, I'm excited. Again, as a Romanian, I have to support my own country, my own countrymen, because I'm excited. I know what I can do. I've seen what I can do. And I've experienced at first hand how they do it.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. You speak Romanian, I speak a little bit of French, so feels like that definitely could go in any possible way. So I just feel like maybe, it could work out either or, depending how it goes.
There is a possibility, right? Because we won't know what happened till it actually happened. Let's do a quick game as is tradition. What do you think? Which hero represents Team Romania and Team France the best? Which hero would you pick for each of these countries? Which represents it like the most? Which one resembles it the most, actually?
I feel like if I was Romania, maybe go for the Matilda. That's one of the staple picks, of course, if I'm not wrong. And for France, of course, it's the assassins, man.
The Ling. You have to give props to Ling. But even so, I believe one of the biggest strengths of Team France is Zedel and Nefiria, right? Because these two together, they've been playing for a pretty long time. I mean, the exact same roster, right? Same story with Romania. They've been playing for a really long time, so they know what they're capable of, right? They're going to push each other as much as possible. And they're going to have, I believe, a few more competitive drafts than we've seen in this tournament.
Yeah, and I think it's not just the duality in the mid lane, right? The jungle and gold combination, which is very important. But you keep forgetting, man. France got Zeus that's just holding the front lines ever so nicely. And I think with the addition of Mlbb, there's a lot more options to play a little bit of support roam. I feel like that's definitely coming to the picture. But then again, for Romania, it's not like they got nothing more to talk about. I know we've been talking about France for quite a while, but it's Romania, man. Saki is definitely one of those players to watch out for. They have an absolute early game dominating factor when it comes to the mid and roam, mid lane and roam duo. And of course, in the jungle, they got these sneaky pocket picks, right? Yes, the Hanzo is a great pick in the current meta, but he just makes it look absolutely like must ban kind of.
I mean, hey, as we know, you can ban the Link of Zedel, but you can also ban the Hanzo of the Danzo kid. But even so, I'm excited to see what Nikki and Nefiria are gonna do when they match against each other, when they duel on the goal lane, because I think that's one of the most intense matchups and close matchups in this entire tournament so far.
It's definitely one that we have to watch out for. I mean, it's so good, guys. I had to wake up early in the morning just to make sure, like, I don't miss out on this match. And trust me, like, I'm not even kidding. This is one of those matches that you do not want to miss. So make sure you go and you get everyone that's involved. Try and get them to watch this game. And hey, while you're at it, I'm actually sharing mine as well. Look, I'm actually sharing it too. Like, so hey, you guys might want to go and tell all your friends at the same time, because this is one of those matches that everyone needs to keep the eye peeled out for. And while you're at it, if you want to see where I shared it, you can join our socials. G_Kronos for me, Zakota Mlbb for Zakota, right, Zakota? I just sneaked that in just like that.
I mean, that was a quick and nice introduction to ourselves. But even so, which player do you think is going to have the most advantage in the game? Who do you think is going to have the shiniest light brighting upon him?
I think, of course, the lights are going to be shining for France because they have a big fan base, indeed. But if you don't keep an eye out for Saki from Romania, the game just might be over, man. Like, you definitely have to keep your eyes peeled out for him.
I think they have to ban Sake's chip. I mean, I've seen what it can do. I've seen how he plays it. I know he plays it extremely well, but in combination with the Hanzo pick as well. Come on, man. That's going to be disgusting. Skylove with the Luoi on mid lane, with the Cecilian on mid lane. Novaria as well, and Granger in Nicky's hands. That's, a God-given thing to see.
The Granger is good on both sides. That's the one thing. That's why I didn't mention them, right? Because the Granger is a current meta pick that's absolutely great. But if you kind of think about the fact that you're looking at these, like you mentioned, who's going to shine bright under these lights, right? Of course, France, they've been used to it. They have a big fan base. But on the other side, Romania, yes, they're hidden stars, but hey, one of those shining gems is Saki. Man, I'm telling you, this guy is gonna be just gonna take everything to the next level. Of course, Nicky's there as well, and Danzo. I just feel like he's the underrated one out of them all on the team. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zakota, because I feel like he definitely will get the opportunity. When yes, he plays the Hanzo, but he definitely plays the tank jungles as well. He plays the assassins like the Hayabusa. He definitely can play the Ling. I'm not sure how good his Fanny is, but I feel like that definitely can be respected, right, Zakota?
I mean, I don't know about his Fanny, but other than the Fanny, I think all of his other hero picks are extremely great. The Suyu, the Ling, the Hayabusa, as you mentioned, the Nolan as well is a pretty nice pocket pick of his. But hey, I think they have to focus on banning out the Hanzo, right? Must ban if you're playing against him. I mean, I used to do it. I think a lot of people used to do it as well. So, I mean, hey, it's just left for us to get into the draft. Are you excited, Kronos? Be honest. Are you excited? Are you hyped up? Are you pumped up?
Hey man, I told you I woke up early in the morning just so I could watch this game. You're telling me am I pumped up or not? You gotta be crazy, Zakota, to think that. Because hey, we're gonna see that France on the blue side as Romania take on the red, and I feel like it's definitely gonna be exciting to see who comes out on top in this one.
I mean, we're seeing already a few respect bans. Respecting Saki's got to catch, and respecting Zeus is obvious. I mean, come on. That's a God-given thing. As we know, Zeus is amazing on his Phobios, right? Just with that demonic force, being able to chase down basically everything and join every team fight possible. He knows how to rotate with that concussive blast. He clears it extremely fast. But we're gonna see again another respect ban towards Team Romania. We're seeing the Luo getting banned out as well.
The Lu Yi. Again, this is something that they've done their research, right, Zakota? That's what this is telling me, that France have done their research when they're going against Romania, because they know it's a powerhouse team, and we mentioned it before as well. Rocking that Lu Yi will be a problem for them, and they ban it out. And same thing with Romania. They take away the Phobius, they take away the Fanny, and these are all comfort picks coming in for both teams. So this is man, best of three. This is gonna be an exciting one.
And it's gonna be a best of three of the ages. I mean, I expect France to ban out either the Hanzo or the Chip here, right? I mean, that's the thing they must go through. But even so, I think Romania needs to ban out the Matilda for Nubi. We've seen how dangerous he is on that here. I mean, come on. Got to give props where props are due with that guiding wind, with that, he just decimates team fights, right? He can join perfectly, he can leave perfectly, and he's been helping Zeus and Victor a lot on the mid lane and XP lane side of fights. Oh, the Kimi? Okay.
I think Kimi would have been good as a first pick coming in for France, right? Because that's what that's the meta that's been going around these days. Yes, the Lolita has been popping up every now and then, but I just feel like the Kimi has been such a good pick overall. So on the other side, hey, look at that. They actually target down Neferia's Wan, taking it off. That gives me a feeling that Romania want to play a tanky style of jungle.
I mean, the carry is still left open on table. We're going to see Nubi picking out the Matilda. I did mention that Team Romania should ban it out, but still, I don't think they're scared of it. I was expecting them to ban one of Zedel's, I mean, two of Zedel's here. I was thinking they could ban the Link, but they're going to go out only for the funny. One for each member so far. But the Jushin picked up by Skylo, followed up by the Badang on the roaming position. Okay, Kronos, do you have any insights to this?
Badang is good, prevents the assassins, of course. That's good. And again, Jushin kind of prevents the tanky kind of fighter kind of jungle. So it feels nice. But hey, I just think France here can run with the Lucas in the jungle. Because if they're not going to pick it up, I feel like Romania are definitely going to pick up that Lucas in the jungle here. And Lucas with a Badang in the wrong position and a Jushin in the mid lane. you can spell some trouble, right, Zakota?
I agree with you completely, but are we gonna see? Oh, we're gonna see the Hayabusa getting picked out. I was about to say it. We're gonna see Victor on the goal lane, so I think Romania has to ban out of Farsha. Hanzo on his, proper pick on his Hanzo pick.
Nah,
I mean, you have to give credit where credit is due.
not like
Hanzo
this.
with
Not like
Danzo
this.
just go well together, man. Come on, he has, I believe, 5,000 games on that hero,
I agree.
more than Zedel. I mean, come on.
I agree, Zakota. I agree. That's why I'm saying it's not like this. Like now the chances of France going taking game number 1 is just like reduced down by quite a lot, just because of the fact that they've given so much comfort picks away on the other side, and that just it's just not looking good, man. So far with the draft that France have been trying to go with. Yes, they have a strong draft overall, but a Hayabusa only counters the Jushin, right? Not really great against the Badang. Oh, yes, good against the Hanzo. But then again, you're playing against a Hanzo specialist coming out from Europe. So taking out the Selena here is a good shout. Now, again, maybe take away the Hylos just so that Romania don't have that die factor coming through as well, if I'm not wrong.
No, I agree with you, but I think they should ban out the Hilda so they don't get invaded.
Hilda.
Experience the euphony.
The Ranger gets picked out, but I think Romania needs to ban out the Farce. I mean, that's the only thing they need to worry about, because we saw how dangerous Nephira is on that pick. But even so, they need to ban another XP laner. So that could also be a Hilda, or maybe even a bit of a strong frontline hero. You could pick up the Hylos for Team France, but I think they're gonna lack the CC, so they need something to support Zedel and Nubi while they're fighting.
Well, yes, you're right, but also you definitely they need a lot of poke, right, coming off from France, so that ZL can go and finish up. Yes, they have that poke in the roam position. They have that poke coming in from the Harriet as well. But I think they're lacking that mid lane presence a little bit. And whichever mid laner they pick up is definitely going to be susceptible to the Hanzo. And that's why you see they take away those mid laners that have the dash, that have the utility and the sustain to kind of withstand the damage that this Hanzo can provide. So one of them is Selena, of course, and the other one being the Sicilian. And now I feel like on the other side, they're probably going to take out the Moskov, because the Moskov is going to be great for Romania, especially going against the Hayabusa as well as the Herod.
I mean, I agree with you. The Moscow has to go, but I think the Hildo as well. It has to come, because Hanzo could be an invade hero. It could work in the invade heavy team composition. We've seen it, I believe, from Team Turkey. But even so, I mean, this draft looks equal, but I believe they should have banned out the Farce and not the Sicilian.
Nah, I think the Sicilian is good. Farsa, yes, you're right. Farsa is a comfort pick. That's for France, of course, but I feel like the Sicilian, just to make sure, there's the Bats Feast. When you use it, you can sustain quite a bit when the Hanzo comes through with the team fight at the same time. And I feel like has more late game scaling potential. So yes, Farsa is a little more open when it comes to taking down, when going against the Hanzo. So I feel like definitely I stick with the Sicilian ban. I like it, but yes, Farsa is not a bad shout as well.
But even so, I think Romania has to pick up either an Irritel or something to, just have enough damage to out-sustain and out-damage the Harry. Something, with an explosive, or maybe even the cleaned. I mean, it would be really great here. Or the carry, because, I mean, still, she's going to be able to melt down, but I don't know how she fares up against the Harry.
Ready to go.
There's the Irritel I was talking about.
Irrital's actually good against the Herod, Zakota, just because of the fact that you have the mobility to move around, you have the heavy crossbow, and then of course your skill one kind of pierces the armor and increases your physical attack as well, so physical penetration rather. And I feel like the Irrital does work well against the Herod, just because you have the option of getting out of the Zaman Force when it's dropped down, right? That's the biggest thing. And when you pop that sprint, might just be a good combo coming through for Romania. But France on the other side, now here they need to top it off. They go for the Farsa that we predicted early on, because it's one of the only mages that's kind of left at this very moment, forced by Romania, you can say, right? And hey, they need a big tanky frontliner, man. I can only see the Hylos, but I don't think Hylos is a great one here.
I think the Hilda is picked up by Team France. Never mind, you are right. The Hylos pick, come on, the horse. Either of these teams need to pick up the Hilda. She still left them open on the table, and it's pretty good against the team comp of Transition and against the team comp of Romania. You know, it's invade heavy, it's an engager, it's a bruiser. You know, it works all around.
I agree. I think Hilda here just puts the cherry on top of Romania's draft. And France just going to have a difficult time, especially with the Hilda running down Farso and the feathered airstrikes used. Same thing, kind of displacing and dispositioning the Herit and the Hayabusa getting invaded early on. Oh, wait, they just slot this Badang in the EXP and go for the chip in the wrong position in a similar fashion, I feel like. But that just adds a lot more oomph to these team fights, right? And these cross-map plays.
I was indeed talking about the chip being banned out by Team France, but I guess I didn't listen. They banned out only the diversion, low E. But even so, I think Team Romania has won this draft by a little margin with that chip pick being last.
Yeah, man, I feel like that chip, even if it was Hilda, they were winning the draft. Even if it's the chip, they were winning the draft. I feel like we both can agree that Romania definitely got the better draft. France opting for comfort picks in this. That's 4 or 5 comfort picks coming through from France. Yes, it works, but then again, they're relying on their synergy. They're relying on their skill to take them through for this game at least. But Romania, although they have a mix of comfort picks and also the current meta counters on the other side, they're trying to maximize the advantage that they can get, right?
I agree with you completely on that, but even so, the chip just being a menace with a new passive he got, right? He can teleport from anywhere. He doesn't have to go to his teleportation sites. It's just going to be dangerous, right? He can go on that top lane, he can go on that mid lane and force as many fights as he wants.
Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, get ready. We're going to the land of Dawn. Game number 1 is best of 3, round 1 of the playoffs. Iesf qualifiers for, of course, Europe. You're watching. My name is Kronos. Joining me on the desk will be Zakota to bring you the match. It's going to be France versus Romania.
I mean, again, it's a best of 3 series, so these could go both ways. We're going to see the Hayabusa starting out on the red side. And Hanzo as well, doing it with a mirror composition. I mean, come on. But he just has that faster clear, right? He's gonna try to take at least the jungle of Zedel, but Zedel already took it beforehand. Even so, I mean, it's an even matchup, right? The fast clear from Hanzo is, yes, okay, he is one of the fastest clear because it does a lot of damage because it instantly bites down on that buff. But even so, Zedel with that Hayabusa just going a bit with a faster farm, with a bit more attack speed is going to be, you know, a game changer, right?
Yeah, I think a lot more in terms of that golden staff, right? The golden staff is what the Hanzo's looking to pick up. And once he gets that golden staff, he's definitely going to start hurting. Cardi versus Zeus here, however, is going to be kind of like a dead lane. And I don't think that's going to be much of a difference maker. But who's going to hit level 4 first and who's going to be there at the right time? That's going to be the big factor. That's going to be the most important thing, most crucial thing when it comes to this turtle pick, as it's going to keep coming up in 15 seconds.
I mean, if I was in the shoes of Zedel, I think the most annoying thing would definitely be the Barang, because he can just get pushed back by the face, crack the skill 1 as well. Just, I mean, it's a nuisance over here, right? But we're going to see Hanzo getting that level 5 before Zedel. I mean, hey, they're gonna go out for the turtle to burst it down fast. Zeus is there, the Furious is there, Zedel's there, Mlbb is there.
Party. Oh, fist crack combo coming through as well, but the retribution hits as Zedel goes into the back line with the quad shadow, trying to get the Ogi shadow kill, but here comes the soul snatch onto Nefaria, and they use the glorious pathway to run out. And I think France just escaped by the skin of their teeth, because Romania were running and gunning. They wanted that kill.
I mean, Nefaria was forced out to flicker, but so did Cardi when he did that proper engage. Even so, Nikki is waiting in the triple bush, waiting for someone to cross his path, but even so, guiding
Circling Eagle comes through, and at the same time, you can see Zaman forces drop down. Victor going through with a synchro chrono dash, has a synchro vision. Oh my, takes too much damage from the heavy crossbow, but here comes the Y-Walk at the same time. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Danzo goes straight for Nefaria, knowing that they don't have that flicker, and gets first blood off camera.
I mean, gotta give props to Hanzo. As I said, it's one of his picks. But even so, Zedel as well, almost forced to use his retribution. Hanzo did use his, but even so, Nikki just out-sustaining 2 people on the top lane and almost killing Big Ram in Tassa.
Oh, circling Eagle comes through on towards Skylo, but at the same time, he goes for the Crimson Beacon. Feather Airstrike already dissed out, and oh no, Mlbb was a little too aggressive, dashed forward, and I think got taken down. Not at the right place, not at the right time, and here comes Cardi, goes for the fist break, goes for the fist win as well. Ogi shadow kill to be able to pick up that kill quite easily, but hand it to Nefaria, who's going to be dishing out the damage later on.
And we have to give props to props are just Saki just unlocked his shotgun. Oh my god, in the top lane.
Yeah, he's taken out so low, and I feel like this is the aggressiveness that's coming from Nikki on this Irritel, but here Y-Walk already used with Saki, goes for the Feather Airstrike as well at the same
Shortcut.
time. Shortcut coming through as the rest of Romania are looking to clap back, and Mlbb's taken on once more. Not in a great position. This Matilda's not having a good game.
I think Zedel is going to invade the Hanzo. I mean, hey, Portal is still there. Who is going to be the Retribution Master? Oh my god,
no.
Hanzo got it.
Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons why you don't invade the Hanzo, right? It's going to be super difficult to try and steal anything away, but here Ogi Shadow Kill already used, goes for the Quad Shadow, doesn't have it, gets caught out, and Romania are slowly starting to take advantage.
And Freya with Feather Airstrike, a few hits landing on Nikki, but even so, it's only a 1,000 gold gap. I mean, it's pretty even. Hanzo starting out, Turtle, I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of zoning. Saki has that shortcut available in a few seconds, and if I'm mistaken, Mlbb, she has the guiding which can maybe take that, but still not enough time.
I don't know, man, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good this time for France, but yes, you're right, it's an invade. And what can you really do if a Hanzo's invading you, right? Yes, he's kind of reworked compared to what it was before, but oh my god, look at the use of the shortcut. Just went straight for the bot side, and Zeus is just caught out, and they cannot respond to these fast rotations coming through from the chip, thanks to the Y-Walk.
I mean, the Harriet was waiting out on Nikki's portal, but still, I don't think he has enough damage to take him down. Matilda is there. Oh my god, not close enough.
Yeah, man, not close enough absolutely whatsoever. Not enough damage. They need the goal. They're behind 2K right now, and I feel like they definitely need to find a power spike that's going to come through around the 8th minute. So all they got to focus is put their head down and farm. That's the name of the game for France. But meanwhile, a pickoff could come through from Romania at any given point. As on the bot side, I feel like he went for the fist crack combo, just didn't connect and didn't have enough damage to take down Zedel.
I mean, I think it was just to force Zedel away from the tower, but even so, the falls down. Saki.
Oh, he dropped on Zaman first. Victor trying to shut the damage, and I think Zakota, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, Victor is the mid laner. Yes, he flexes himself at the goal lane with a Harriet, but that means you're not really locking down on one particular role or one particular hero, right? So you're not mastering one given side. Could that be, a reason why they're losing out on such fronts? Because look at that. Romania just shut down Zeus. And without the front line being present, France are not able to do anything.
I mean, I believe there is indeed a goal lane difference because Nikki is the sole goal lane player of Team Romania. I don't think they share any roles. Nefiria!
Oh no, man. Nefiri just gets chopped down with that soul snatch. And I feel like Nefiria's soul was definitely taken away with the clapback that came through. A 5-man dive in the mid lane, tier 1. And now looking to take down to tier 2 as well. Cardi with the fist break going through, and now in the back line, Zedel with this quad shadow has the Ogi shadow kill expended as well, but looks like he will have to run away because the chain CC potential from Romania and the damage along with the sustain is way too much for them to handle.
Hanzo went with the first item being Corrosion side. Zedel went with the Hunter strike. I mean, I think Malefic Roar combination about to be almost finished. But even so, he just picked up the golden, so his passive is gonna stack up. I don't think BOD as a second item is pretty good against this team. He needs a penetration item to burst down Saki, to burst down Card, to burst down Skylove.
But he's going for the BOD though. I feel like he just wants to go for the BOD so he can melt down Skylove and Nikki at the same time. Because yes, they might have a little bit of armor on them, but I feel like just going for the BOD might just work out because they're squishy enough to take them down. The only tanky one I can see is Saki along with the Badang, right? So maybe it works out, but then again, it's too expensive of an item to go when you're behind already.
I mean, maybe if you want to see Halberd to just slow down the heal from Nikki's, passive, even so, would have been a bit better with that C Halberd second item after the Hunter strike, but still, it depends. He has a penetration item, yes, but I don't think it's enough to burst down anyone.
No, man, I feel like it's not a good spot that France find themselves in at this point. Yeah, and yes, you're not going to be able to... I kind of agree with what you're saying when it comes down to building the item, but also at the same time, it feels like France are playing for such a late game power spike at this point, even though they don't have much of a late game composition. And oh my god, man, that shortcut is absolutely nasty. Zedel's just not being let go, and so neither is Mlbb. And now Zeus getting pulled back thanks to the lantern, and look at that with the fist break, he's not able to get out.
I mean, what can you do against that? Nothing. Skylove as well with the lantern, just pick him up, throwing him down on the ground. Look at Nicky's down. Oh my god,
wait, this might go.
Oh my god,
no.
the movement player.
Nefiria missed out on the feathered airstrike's last shot, so wasn't able to get that kill onto Nikki. So I feel like that definitely being a difference maker.
I mean, the chip, I think, is the biggest difference maker. He has been picking off each and every single member when they're separated from their teammates. He's playing in a really risky position, but he can get away with a shortcut, you know, with that passive. Even so, I think he's going for Nefiria. Shortcut.
Oh no, not in a good position. I have to use the wings by wings to get out, but look at the fist break combo. Oh my goodness. Cardi. Man, that guy is putting on a show, and so are the rest of Romania, because there's no way that France have any sort of advantage. Look at the map, Zakota. Not one single tower taken down. The only thing that they have is that one kill that they got previously. But apart from that,
taking the Lord.
yeah, man, he's soloing the Lord. The Holy Shield's already gone in the mid lane. Zedel's not able to split push around the map, even as a Hayabusa, just because of the presence of the chip.
I mean, after the props are due. I did talk about Sakit's chip, but even so, Victor shortcut coming through.
Shortcut coming through at the same time. Feather Air Strike drop down so he can dish out the damage, and Glorious Path to run away. But here's Danzo looking to get onto Zeus. That's going to be some horse meat for lunch, ladies and gentlemen, for Romania. But it seems like he's able to get out with the Revitalize, but he still wants to go through. Law and Order comes down, and he's luckily able to get out.
You were right about Zedel going for the BOD, but I think that's a mistake. As you said, you're far behind. It's an expensive item. I think a penetration item or maybe Sea Halberd would be a bit better, right? You can farm a bit faster. You can maybe clear lane a bit faster as well. But still, Team Romania are completely leading this with them. I believe 9,000 golden or so.
Oh, goes to the back line. Doesn't have the Ogi Shadow kill, but Mlbb gets taken down. No, he does not. Yes, he does. One after another, and Victor dropping down. Zaman Force has the damage. No, there is no way for them to do anything. They concede the mid lane inhibitor as Victor goes down as well in the hands of Nikki. But the fist break combo coming through, and now with a flicker play as well. They find one, and they find three at the same time. Only Zedel along with Zeus left standing, but here comes a set of minion waves down the mid lane. There's no Ogi Shadow kill to clear, and Zedel standing by himself as France will have to concede game number 1 to Romania.
Come on, I did glaze Romania a little bit, but still, they pulled it out even better. I thought they are so strong. Imagine if I was on a team competition. I mean, come on, I would have gave France a chance.
Yeah, I agree,
so,
man.
I mean, they played it extremely well, right? They did it properly. They played it by the book. I knew Saki was gonna take that chip, but I didn't know in which game. I thought, hey, maybe they're not gonna pick it. He's gonna go with that Badang on the roam, pick up the hill down the lane. I know Karki likes that Hilda, but even so, they did an amazing job. The fist crack is just locking down basically anyone that tried to enter in a fight. I mean, Zedel, I felt like the fist crack, right? I mean, that Badang, you know, that arrow coming through. No,
yeah, man,
it's an amazing thing to watch. I mean, come on, you have to give props to France as well. They played it out a long time, but I don't think they should swap out the roles in such an important game, right? Team Romania showed how strong they are. I mean, come on.
I agree, man. I agree. I feel like the role swap didn't really work out because Victor wasn't as effective, and neither was Nefiria in this game. You see glimpses of hopes coming out from Zedel, but then again, the game plan for Romania was very simple. Just go to Zeus. Make sure Zeus doesn't have any sort of advantage in the early game. As you can see, for the better part of 5 minutes, they were focusing him down. And once that front line was taken care of, hey, they really couldn't do anything because Mlbb, again, on the Matilda, felt very lackluster. And I feel like if you're losing out on a game where you have a Matilda on your team, especially in such a fashion, that's a big confidence boost toward the opposition, just because Romania now know that they are okay by giving away the Matilda in the draft.
I mean, I think that's the weakest point of Team France, not having Iesf as their main roamer and having to substitute Mlbb in. But even so, I mean, it's still game number 1, right? That's a nice time, 11-11. I mean, come on. That just looks fancy.
I know, right? Make your wishes, ladies and gentlemen, because I was checking out the clock for me as well, Dakota. It's not 11-11.
Look at Badang's score though.
Yeah, he won. No, and also, right, I wanted to highlight the fact that I know you and I both agreed with the fact that BOD is being an expensive item, and same thing with the Holy Crystal, because feels like Nefaria is going for the Holy Crystal there, and again, it's not the best items that they could go for here. For Zero, he could have actually gone for the so-called chop suey build that they do in that they have in MPLPH and MPL ID, right, where you go for a broken build where yes, you're behind in gold. So over here you could have just gone for after the Hunter Strike, go for another Fury Hammer that builds into the Blade of Heptases later on, and then maybe look to go for I don't know, a Sky Piercer. Yes, you're behind, but at least it's cheaper at that point to try and dish out some damage. And maybe if not the Sky Piercer, go for the Malefic Roar after building the Fury Hammer. You get extra bit of penetration, you get extra bit of damage coming through as well. And hey, maybe then they would have had some extra oomph that they needed. Just the fact that they did not have that in this particular game. But I'm not taking away any credit from Romania. They played an absolute stellar game, stellar performance, put everything on the line, knew what they were doing, came with a game plan, executed it, put France in their own comfort pick, actually beat them in their own skin as well.
I mean, they didn't allow France to touch one of their towers. I mean, 0 damage to towers from Team France. I mean, that's gotta be brutal, right? That's a wake-up call. Maybe it's a bit early for them in the morning as well, but they did manage to get 130. Zedel with that distribution coming through. The most damage dealt is Hanzo. I mean, the kid downs the command. 44,000 damage in 11 minutes. That's no easy feat, but even so, he had the most gold as well and the most eliminations.
I don't know, man. Speaking of elimination, hey, next game, Romania, France gonna get eliminated. I think that's something a lot of people don't want to see. But also, with the way Romania have been playing, they didn't respect ban some of the heroes, right? Especially that Hanzo. I mean, yes, you're from Romania yourself, Zakota. I think you knew that they were a Hanzo player. I saw that name and I was like, yeah, this guy is a Hanzo player. I've seen it before. Like, you gotta respect ban the Hanzo. And okay, I think France are planning to ban it out in the second phase of the draft, but Romania kind of sniffed that coming a mile away, picked it up for the third pick, just went for an unorthodox style in the first phase, even with the Badang being picked up. But then again, feels like Romania look like they're on a completely, I hate to say this, at the moment they look like they're on a completely different class. Just from game number one, though. Just from game number one.
I mean, I think France should respect Saki a bit more by banning out his roaming heroes. I mean, the chip, I did mention him, but still, it's again, it's no easy feat going up against such a strong team early in the morning. Maybe they didn't have, their early scrims, they didn't prepare as much. But even so, we're going to be giving these players a little short break, and we're going to be right back.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're watching the Europe qualifiers for the World Esports, Iesf. You're watching the playoffs as well, and we are in the first round. And first match of the day, France versus Romania. Game number one. I know a lot of ones I bring it through, because the game number one was taken away by Romania in 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And the KDA of Cardi was 1-1-1-1. And speaking of the number ones, some of the number one casters for Europe, of course, my name is Kronos, alongside me Zakota, to take this game as well.
I mean, I'm excited as Romania to see what Romania is going to do yet again. I knew they were going to take game number one, but I didn't know how they were going to do it. But I love the support in the chat from either countries. I see the fans of Zedel, I see the fans of Romania. And it's, a great thing, right? It's nice to see the community supporting each other, right? No trash talking, just pure, wholesome interactions, right? I see a lot of French people, I see a lot of Romanian people, but Kronos, you're a hater. You've been hating on me.
Hey man, I ain't been hating on you no possible way at all, because I feel like you're just trying to pick a bone with me, Zakota, just because I said that you didn't get selected in the Romanian team. Because if you were playing for Romania, for a fact that they would have lost with a terrible score like 30-0 or something, just because you would have fed them like 20 kills for sure. I think everyone watching, you guys can say that if you can put L Zakota in the chat. Trust me, I know it's gonna happen. But
imagine if Kronos was playing instead of me, though. Like Kronos went, I think,
I'm telling you,
deaths on that 1-1.
If I was playing, for sure we would have already won the European qualifiers, you know? I already won the qualifier. I'd have been already there at the main stage, bro. Like,
everyone
there's
played,
levels
right?
to this, dog. There's levels to this, but at the same time, folks, if you wanna support us, of course, at the same time, just go and type in G_Chronos on YouTube. You'll find us. You'll find me there. Give a subscribe. You know, on Instagram, give a follow. It helps out quite a lot. Same thing with Zakota as well. Just go to he streams a lot on Twitch. He does YouTube as well. Zakota Mlbb. Go show him some love. We know for a fact he's a noob, but still, you know, he's here. Just give it. He's able to give out the analysis that we need. And speaking of analysis, Dakota, I think we need it right now because game number 2 draft already started.
Already we're seeing the focus getting banned out again, the Fanny and the one unfolding shortly through, but France is respecting Romania a lot more now by banning out the Chip and the Hanzo. I think the Babank is going to follow through, or maybe a gold laner like the Granger or a mid laner like the Sicilian, I feel, is going to go out right now.
Again, man, now they put France in a tough spot, right? They put France in a really tough spot, taking out some of the comfort picks. Oof, the Matilda is a great ban. I think you and I can both agree to that fact, just because it's such a respect ban coming through. The Hanzo at the same time. Chip is just completely annoying. I feel like that's why they take it out. But here, if I'm Romania, I'm definitely going for the Hayabusa first pick. Why? Yes, you're asking why. Not only for the fact that it's a deny pick for France, but also counters the Joy that is one of the only other options that's left for France to play in this current meta.
I mean, I agree with you completely. I was thinking about Hayabusa as well, but the Lucas is still left open on the table, joined by the Suyu. And as you said, you know, the Joy, I feel like it's been a risky pick in Iesf, and you know, the Hayabusa curse, right? We've never seen a Hayabusa win an entire game. So it could go both ways. Even so, I feel, again, the Juxin first pick.
I think they're betting out. I think they're betting out the Hayabusa from France, right? If I'm not wrong, they're definitely betting out the Hayabusa from France. Oh, they get themselves the Kimi, which is great now, and now they get the Badang as well. So whatever assassins may come through for Romania will have a hard time. But again, you need to find a way to counter this Jushin, because so far I don't see it coming through. Oh my god, man, not this Boxia, man. This guy's gonna be rolling. France teams and France fans are gonna be hating. Now they get the Granger, so they get the front to back with extra range from the Death Sonata. And Kimi's threat is kind of neutralized unless and until you get that early power spike, you get that early snowball, because Boxia with the Radiant Armor is going to tank up so much damage, soak it all up, and France really need to find an answer. And again, I feel like they're baiting out the Hayabusa so well and just pop this Boxia to go and invade. I don't know if France will fall for it, but also it's a comfort pick. They need to back themselves here.
I think Victor is gonna take Hayabusa as a third pick for Team France. I mean, it's the only logical thing, right? I take it, you take it. Or maybe the Joy would be great, because that Joy, if I have an ultimate, that slowdown removals for the Juxin chase.
I agree. I think Joy is a much better option. Oh, they don't go for it either. They go for the glue, leaving the jungle pick on for the second phase. Same thing done by Romania, although they do have a flex, right, with this Boxia that can be slotted Rome, EXP, jungle. I feel like it's going to be rotating quite around. We've seen it happen quite a lot. Dakota, you and I both know we've seen it at MPL ID, we've seen it at MPL PH, we've seen it at MPL MY, MPL Latam. We've seen it everywhere throughout the globe that this Boxia is definitely slotted in different areas. But for France now, they really need to look at what they can take out. And I feel like here, they need to limit the options of Romania in the jungle. One of them probably the Joy, the Hayabusa, but they want to leave that open. Take out some of the EXP options, EXP Rome options, this Gatotkacha, and look at that, Romania targeting down that jungle position.
I mean, I was expecting the Link ban because it's a pretty decent counter, the Granger pick. Even if the Granger has a dash, he has the Link. If he's good, he can still chase with Tempest Blades. You know, he can just do a ton of damage with using that Finch Poise as well to escape every encounter he can. But even so, the third Response from Baksha coming through is going to be a big game changer, just giving a bit more defense and magic resistance. So, you know, again, it's an even draft so far. I like the glue on the side of France. It's a pretty good pick. Nice tank junglers and fighter junglers, if I'm not mistaken. But I think France needs to lock down on either the jungle or the experience bans.
I think another EXP. Hylos, man. Oh, this is a great ban. This is a great ban, right? Zakota, I think you and I both can agree. This Hilda is a great ban because last time Romania kind of missed it out. We both were expecting it to go for the Hilda, but again, Chip was just. I don't think Chip was better than the Hilda in the previous game, but definitely fit the build. Changed the playstyle completely, although it was kind of similar fashion. But here, Romania, I feel like they're probably looking to take out the Joy or the Hayabusa, man. There's one of those two that's got to go at this point.
I think the Lui got to go in this scenario because you can play into a Hayabusa, but you cannot play into Lui. It's going to be too dangerous. That Glue and Badang, you know, it's just a fist and wall crack.
Nah, I feel
again 3 bans.
I feel like the Lui is all right just because you have the Boxia in front, right? The Boxia can soak up a lot of damage at this point, and I feel like the Lui is okay. Yes, you have the possibility to make those surprise plays, but what could be better than the Lui here is that Selena. I feel like the Selena could come through as the last pick. Go for the Joy here. But then again, you're really lacking a lot of physical damage now that you look at it. Because the Hayabusa is the only one option left open. Maybe I take the Joy, slot the Kimi in the mid lane, and then go for another marksman in the goal lane that can kind of sustain its own. Has the extra bit of damage as well. Maybe in the form of a Moskov or a Bruno even. I feel like a Bruno was a great shout here going against either one of them.
I think the Moskov is an even better shot because that's a pretty decent counter by Ranger, right? And Speed of Destruction with that Spear of Misery as well, just pushing back. And with the Shadow Stampede, we're gonna see that Frederian, I think, because that means it's probably a Rome Baksha. Or are they gonna go for a Florian?
Nah.
The Lucas.
Okay, this is overkill. This is a bit of overkill from Romania. The Lucas is kind of overkill, although I do understand Lucas is one of the greater picks that could come through. The Fredrin is an absolute beast of a pick here because it kind of counters the Joy as well at the same time with the taunt when he goes for the rhythm. France need to find. I'll be honest, Zakot, I think you and I can both agree. France need to get a marksman over here, and the only one I can actually look at is a carry. I can only see a carry at this point.
A carry or a Moscow, because if Moscow gets his Trinity build and his Demon Hunter early, I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a hell. But carry, I think she's just gonna get demolished by the Lucas and Baksha diving her. The Moscow can just use the Spear of Destruction and get into a team fight, but they're gonna go for another magical damage. Victor with the Valentina.
Okay, the Valentina is great. All right, let's look at the positives for both teams. Romania, solid draft. Early game is there. They have the invade possibility. They definitely are going to invade in this game. And they have the Lantern behind. They have the Death Sonata. They're just waiting for a Granger to hit 1 or 2 kills, and then it's just going to be a complete snowball, right? For France, though, the positive signs is they can make sure the Zushin's not going to have a good time. Same thing with the Granger, with Zerel on that Joy. Yes, you have the Valentina to counter the Lucas. The Glue can get on top of the Fredrin. So there are counters in place. But then again, the synergy of the entire team in terms of draft is just not... I don't see it, right? Zakota, do you see the synergy? Yes, maybe the Badang ultimate with the Valentina taking the Unleash the Beast can work out, but then again, you need to stack your skills so perfectly for that one.
I mean, as soon as Team Romania gets the 2 defense like Athena's armor with Radiant armor, I mean, I think that's over for Team France. They just have too much magical damage and not enough physical, right? If maybe they put, as you said, the Kimi in the middle and a Kimi or a Moscow, I mean, both of them would have worked extremely well, but still, maybe if you flex that Valentina on the XP and put that Glue elsewhere, I mean, it's a stretch, right? You could maybe swap it around, but still not enough for it to be, you know, a deserving pick, right? The Baksha works well against...
Whoa. What's
I mean, you just walk away. I mean, Zeus can fall prey to Baksha, right? And Nefria as well, she doesn't have enough, you know, escapability. Yes, she can run, she has the flicker as well. Still, I don't think it's enough for the Baksha and the Fredrin to run away from.
Yeah, and the Boxia is the big difference maker here. So you and I can both agree to that, right? We've been talking about this Boxia so much, and the other factor to why this Boxia is such a great pick here is just because he's having the Revitalize. Imagine what the Revitalize can do. Oh wait, for self as well. Shield Unity, Saki doing a lot of damage. And now with the Revitalize, this is what I was talking about. With the Revitalize, he's able to sustain so much, so long. This kill should have gone down 5 seconds ago.
A bit more than 5 seconds ago, but even so, if Kira burned her flicker, Saki only burned his Revitalize, so I think it's a better trade for Team Romania. But even so, Zeus and Card in the bot lane are duking it out. Zeus still has the flicker available. We know he knows how to use it perfectly. But the Joy gonna try to invade Danzo.
Yeah, I think they're definitely trading, they're trying to invade, but here I feel like Danzo still has to show what he can do, right? Because the turtle is up, and I feel like they're both trying to hit level 5, and once they hit level 5, this is where Romania are super strong. Oh, Zeus forced the flicker out as well, and I think Mlbb tried to go for a play, and Romania, they've burnt out 2 flickers before the turtle, and that's why you can see France just say, let's not go for it. We're in no position to win, especially with the composition that Romania are running. With the Lucas in the EXP, with the Boxia being in the wrong position, with the Fredrin there in the jungle. These are 3 tanky, beefy boys. As your Zero goes on to Nikki with the rhythm, no beats unlocked yet. I feel like Nikki will have to survive. He has the Death Sonata trying to find on Neferia. Taking a low, and that's going to be a kill quite easily. I'm not sure why Neferia was still there. Just a little lax, just a little lackluster, just a little too relaxed in terms of gameplay, not taking the right decision. But here, Victor unleashing the beast, going on to Skylove with the Crimson Beacon used out as well. Nikki doing a lot of damage, gets caught on the Fist Break, Fist Crack combo, but still they're able to get the kill as Saki picks it up for himself, and that's the revitalize that I've been talking about. Here comes Zedel with the electrifying beats, catches Nikki finally, puts France and gets himself on the board with 2 kills.
We can see Card rotate the top lane. Maybe they're gonna try to swap out with the Granger, but even so, a lot of damage coming in from Zedel. He's 2-0-0. He has a positive KD. It's an even grounds match, right? 2 deaths for either side, but the jungle, you know, France got the kills.
Oh, did you see that, Zakora? Did you see that? Zeus was able to time it, and so did Danzo. Absolutely perfect time to use the dash going through, because Zeus was just trying to get the grab and stick onto him. But here, meanwhile, Victor actually getting kill on Skylove on the bot side as well. Danzo able to tank so much damage, man. And if he didn't build a Radiant Armor first item, I don't know. I think he's just trolling the game.
I mean, I don't think there's a better choice. I think they need to build that as well, followed up by the Oracle or maybe the Queen's Wing, you know, to give that extra resilience and extra life skill, especially on the Lucas, right? Because you don't lack damage on Team Romania. You don't lack anything. You have the Granger, you have that annoying Zhuk Sheen, and you have Karti on Lucas.
Oh wait, but they don't have a possible dive. That's the only problem they're facing. But the taunt coming through as Mlbb gets caught out. No flicker, and they get the kill quite easily. Meanwhile, on the EXP side, near the turtle pit, they're not given any space for Zeus to do anything. Again, Zeus has been the playmaker for France throughout this entire Iesf, if I'm not wrong, right, Sakota? He's the one that they rely on frontlining and making these plays. And if he's not able to make the plays, I don't know, feels like France just don't look like themselves. Oh, goes on to Skylove, forcing out the beacon, but still, Romania have the advantage.
No, I can see why they picked out the Valentina. It's a pretty good pick because that's going to give them the missing physical damage, but I don't think it's still enough, right? Compared to Team Romania, they have an even draft, right?
Oh,
Magic
no.
Millers. Newbie. I mean, still, not much they can do. They're going to lose that top tower, but the bot lane is going to fall down as well. But no.
No,
Fredrin
man,
is
it's
their
not gonna
defense.
fall. Fredrin just doing a lot of damage. He has the taunt, actually gets ZL, and look at the cancels out the last rhythm, so that the beats don't do a lot of damage. But here they go through the flash-to-flash combo. The Fist Break coming through as well, unleashing the beast. Victor has to flicker out with the shockwave blast. And the rest of Romania go for the clapback. Cardi flickers forward, but I think he's the wrong position as Mlbb misses the dash as well. A lot of damage being dished out, but Zeus is the first one to fall as the kill is going to go in the hands of Nikki and make that a double. And finally, this Granger's online. Neferia comes into the fray, but doesn't have the damage present currently.
And also Fredrin managed to get that bot line turret down, but even so, Neferia is going to try to take the buff of Zedel. I mean, take a little on, at least they're so far behind. 2,000, actually 3,000 gold. Look at the jungle difference, right? 1,000 lead coming in from Danzo, and look at the gold lane difference. Again, 1,000 gold is a lot. It's basically half an item, right? And I mean, the Granger already has the Sky Piercer with, I believe, 3 stacks on it. And the Hunter Strike penetration, so you know that's going to be a huge game changer, and the movement becoming through from it, you know, just magnificent, right? But even so, we're seeing 2 Dreadnought's armor getting picked out. The Cursed, I mean, the Molten S is going out to the Glue, but even so, Danzo is looking for an entry. Did I see right? I think Danzo had the War Axe.
Oh my god, I don't know, man. Danzo, if he, I don't know if I did see it, but hey, if he has the War Axe, bro's doing a lot of damage on this Fredrin. He wants to sustain, and he's definitely going to be a problem. But here, Mlbb catches them with a fist crack combo, and now they get on top of Zeus. But look at that, he's able to survive, but still they get the clap back now with the grab onto him. And now the damage being dished out from Nefira, but look at Saki, he's just blocking everything, and the Revitalize also to make sure he survives. But Danzo here still able to mega kill in the hands of Nikki, and now he finds himself a double as Victor's the one to fall down. Nefira has the damage coming through, but not enough to make sure France get any sort of advantage, and that's the Fredrin, man. He tanks so much, and again, that Revitalize for Baxia being a big difference maker.
I mean, we see Zedel going out, taking the jungle of Danzo, but still not enough to close down the gap. In 2-level difference means the world in this scenario. But it was also 4,000 gold coming in from Team Romania. Nikki with 6 kills, I believe 5 stacks on the Sky Piercer. And I mean, Danzo and Baxia just frontlining and doing everything, right? I mean, come on. You have to give props to the roamers and the frontliners.
Oh wait, goes for the traction pulse, but at the same time, Danzo's gonna be the target, dashes in, has the taunt come through as well. Mlbb finds the fist break combo, and now pushes everyone back, but this time no Revitalize, but look at the damage coming through. Zedo finally has the electrifying beats unlocked, but they take down 1, and they find 2 and 3, as Nubi's gonna be the only sacrifice. Look at Nefira, point blank range, trying to do a lot of damage. Skylove gets the beacon out as well, trying to survive with the Lantern Flare, and seems like it's gonna be 1-for-1, trying to go for the outplay, but gets outplayed himself, as Zeus is the only one to get the kill, but Nefira falls down mean on the bot side. He has the Unleash the Beast. Victor waiting for the right time as Cardi goes for the first, and now with the flash combo, Shockwave Blast used as well, trying to show the damage, and now here comes Mlbb trying to make a play. Cardi will have to run away.
Man, just seeing those 2 9-tailed beasts duking it out is amazing. But even so, Zedel is an amazing player on the top lane, but so did Skylove. He managed to get 2, if not I believe 3 kills in that one fight.
Man, Skylove actually didn't get many kills, but this outplay though, look at this point. This is where it went for the beacon, trying to flicker out. Nefira almost got the kill, but then caught out in the Lantern Flare, flickered out, and still using Zeus as a tool and throwing it onto Nefira so that they get the kill. And now the Lord is up 16,000 HP, but they don't care. They want to go for the engage. Zaki is going to take it down low. Zero goes for the electrifying beats. Nobody to fall yet, and this is what Romania wanted. They baited everything out, and now Mlbb goes for the play still with the fist break combo. Zedo on the backline gets taunted by Danzo as he gets taken down, and now 1-for-1 trade. Skylove was the first one to fall, but here comes the flash combo. They find 2, make that a double kill in the hands of Nikki, and they shut down the Zeus. 4 down and out. Nefira is the only one left standing as he gets himself a triple kill. That is a full 5-man wipeout. Romania standing tall.
I mean, this is an insane game. I love what Danzo has been doing. Oh my god, I get that out of my head. Even so, Zedel has been falling a short while behind. I mean, again, they're not playing with their main roamer tape, not playing with Yuffie, they're playing with Mlbb, but Mlbb is still a pretty good roamer, not going to lie. But even so, Carti looking to get picked out. Zedel.
Oh, he might actually get picked up. Zedel goes for the electrifying beats. So finally, they're able to get the kill, but they baited out quite a lot. Now they're trying to catch him, and that's going to be Nikki. The big shutdown could be on the play, but here comes the rest of the cavalry. Look at Danzo. He knows what he has to do. At this point, you got to play protect the Granger.
The Lord is marching down the bottom, and will he be able to charge? They have no protection shield on his Zeus. Is shielding it as much as possible, taking the aggro, but he does manage to slam in the tower. Madara Uchiha takes it down with 1. I mean, he just gets 1 hit on him. I mean, come on. He did his best. He was trying. Not enough.
He was.
Come on.
I'm telling you, man, he was trying, but look at Danzo, man. This is why the Fredrin's such a staple pick when it comes to going against the Joy, right? Because it's such a great counter. And they know they forced it in the draft, Sakura. We called the play. We knew they were going to ban out either the Hayabusa or the Joy, and they ban out the Hayabusa just because he has the immunity, and that's kind of a counter to the back line. But oh, no. Look at it. Oh, Danzo dropping the emote, man. And I feel like they're definitely putting France in a pickle. But here comes the backline dive, and that's going to be Saki with this shield unity. But Victor taking out solo. They forced out the beacon as well. They dropped down the long sword, and Danzo's taking out solo, but there's no one to follow up because Zedel does not want to dive in. The moment he does, Danzo's gonna get that taunt out.
Man, that the Princess Wrath barely made a dent. Actually, I don't think it hit anyone, right?
It didn't miss. It missed completely.
That would have been a complete game changer for Team Romania. I think they would have been able to maybe go for an ending push, but Nikki is level 14. Danzo is at level 15, but even so...
Oh no,
not
Zeus
us.
already taken down low, but here comes Danzo. The split already on
Zedel.
play. Saki tanked, and Zedel trying to go for the back line, but you can see, oh my god, everyone just turned, but nice traction pulls, pull 3 back. But they don't have the CC, they don't have the plays to call, they don't have the damage. Not yet. Being 6k behind in gold is a big difference maker.
I think this was the turning point. They have already... Both of the roamers have defense against magic. Just the Fredrin doesn't have it. He does have the Dwarves build, Brute Force, Queen Wings, and also Ice Queen, I believe, Crown, if I'm not mistaken. But nah,
Like, no Radiant armor on the Fredrin, bro. He is not respecting the damage that's coming in from France, and he's still tanking quite a lot. And that's thanks to the Queen's Wings.
I mean, the Warx as well, giving him a few more hits. A few more HP per hit. Even so, he didn't land any appraiser shots in the entire game. I mean, it's not a big thing, right? But we want to see a big bong coming through. Sneaky Juice melting down that Lord Zeus. Trying to go for an engage. Saki's looking around. He's just walking. He's just zoning him out with his presence. I mean, hey, look at Lucas as well. He's in that mid bush. He's in that mage, in that Kadita bush, what we like to call it. But even so, look, Nephira in first place, the most damage. I mean, 3 tanks, I think they can sustain it.
Yeah, man, I feel like they definitely they can sustain a lot of damage. Not just 3 tanks. He has the Revitalize, man, and that's 2 War Axes and a Queen's Wings. A lot more spell vamp coming through for heroes that really want to use spells and actually be in the thick of a team fight. Because that's what they're doing. Oh, look at that card. He catches Nefiria, and now they're trying to use that as bait. Taking away the Death Sonata. Oh no, Victor didn't get the right ultimate. Wasn't able to get Unleash the Beast. Now on the bot side, Madara Uchiha trying to take down the inhibitor and the rest of the cavalry. But here go the fist break, fist crack combo. But with Winter Crown, he's able to sustain quite a lot. And here comes the clapback as they go for the taunt. But Zeus is on top of him. Meanwhile, on the side, Zedel's trying to clear the wave and trying to garner the attention of the team Romania as they finally cleared the Lord. And I think that was a good play coming through. But the damage from Romania is way too much as they go for the big bonk. Meanwhile, the back line, Nefiria is forced to flicker out. They lose 1 and 2. And that's a double kill in his hands. Finally taking out Cardi. The base crystals left open. And they're like trying to force it up, but there's only 2 minions left over, and they might not be able to end. And seems like Romania are looking to end, but they're not able to. But France buying enough time, but is it enough indeed? Because the Lantern Flare is doing quite a lot of damage. This is too close to call it without Madara being present. Romania looking to brute force their way through with 2 tanks, and now no minions there. Nice clear coming through as well. Saki's Immortality's Bob. Zeus does it quite a lot, but they finally get Nefaria. But here comes Victor with the Valentina, and the rest of Romania will have to run away.
That was a proper and secure base defense. We saw how Nefaria just basically held. I mean, she got held by Zeus. Zeus, I think, did most of the heavy lifting, but Nefaria just cleared the minions. She was doing her job perfectly, but Zeus, I think he took the cake in that one. He made the defense happen. He just zoned out everyone. But I think that's what Romania is lacking. They're lacking an XP laner to engage. Yes, you have the Baksha, I know. But still, I don't think it's enough. The Lucas just giving an ultimate to Valentina is a pretty big blunder, right? I mean, you would not expect it. You would have expected maybe the team to go in the middle, and you would have expected a different marksman, but still, that was not the case. They went for a 4 magic damage team composition on the side of France. 5,000 gold lead going for a team of Romania. But still, this is an intense game. 15 minutes and 35 seconds in. The Lord is 20 seconds away from being spawning. Madara, which is being reincarnated as we are speaking. But even so, Zeus, if Zeus falls, I think that's over for Team France. If Zeus falls, I think it's over.
I'm telling you, man, like, the front line is what they need, and every time Zeus is able to excel, France do quite well. And here Zeus has been getting the right target, and that's going to be Danzo. And now Danzo's going to Madara, as he always did. And Saki trying to find some space, trying to create the opening. And he has the Riotas, but Mlbb actually goes for the flicker play with a conceal as well, trying to catch the back line. And but doesn't have the damage. It eats quite a lot. They separate separate the fight into two. The Lord is already taken down. Mlbb, Immortality's popping now. The rest of France will have to run away because they have no way to sustain this. Here comes the beacon with the flicker as well being used. As ZL's going to be the backline, has to run away. And now with the damage being dished out, Immortality's popped. There's no way the Friends are going to be able to sustain this. Zeus is the only one left standing with Neferia as she's back to the base. Crystal, Madara doesn't even have to be there because France have to wake up to reality as Romania are running and gunning, are trying to take this base. Crystal, they get that 5-man wipeout. Wake up to reality indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Romania make it through.
Complete decimation from the side of Romania. 3 lords, 3 lords, 3 turtles, and all 9 towers, including the Nexus. But still, hey, that was so impressive coming from Romania. As a Romanian fan myself, I got to give it to these boys. Congratulations for making it in the second round. I believe they're gonna head against Team Lithuania, but before that, I think we have the highlights coming too shortly. Kronos, what do you think was the most important moment in this game here?
The draft, man. The draft. Definitely the draft was a big difference maker, but if you put that aside, I feel like ZL really tried a lot, but this Fredrin, just Danzo is just completely the bane of the existence for ZL in this game. With every single time ZL tried to go to the back line, the taunt was coming through, and he really couldn't do anything at that point, right? Yes, he finally got 1 or 2 kills, but not having enough range from the back line, not having enough physical damage, not enough DPS to try and take them down at this point. And you can see Danzo, again, I think in the mid game we called it, right? He did not have a Radiant armor, but still able to sustain so much. Why? That again comes to the Boxia that was picked up early. And the Boxia having the Revitalize.
The Kimi doing 2 damage per basic attack on the Box, I think that's brutal, man. That's just brutal to look at. The Radiant armor in the early game is a big change, but I was thinking that, hey, maybe they're gonna go for an Athena as well. I wasn't thinking the Frederick is going to go for the War Axe. I can see why, but I mean, not here, not now. I would have gone for maybe a safer game, safer, you know, full magic defense and Oracle, something to help me with my cooldown reduction deal to keep the enemy slowed down and tied to the ground. But even so, he went for the Warwick's Brute Force combination and, you know, still dishing out a ton of damage. But look at this beautiful defense from Team France. A lot of damage from Neferia, and Zeus just zoning it out perfectly.
Man, that defense was absolutely insane, right? That defense was absolutely berserk at that point. And then once they got Madara, it just, I think this fight, what they're showing right now on the highlights, felt very disconnected for France, if you ask me. All right, because Mlbb went for the conceal in the middle of 2 or 3 members, flickered forward just to catch Nikki, but then again, to realize he's not a damage dealer, and it wasn't the right play at that point. And the rest of France were just dispersed. It would have been better for them to move as a unit, or rather wait for Romania to jump to them, and then maybe call a fight. Because that one play, although yes, at that point, like, emotions are high, adrenaline is rushing, just felt like a little bit more calmness in that very single moment would have actually changed the game.
I mean, at the end of the game, Danzo still went for that Radiant armor. I mean, come on.
That's the last item.
Even for him. But look at his total healing. Above 100,000 total healing without a support. I mean, hey.
And you know what, Zakota? Apart from that, if you take a look at the items, the only one with an anti-heal is Victor. That is absolutely, like, that again is one of the downfalls you can say for France. Because I would have really wanted Neferia here to go for a glowing wand. The glowing wand would have been such a big difference maker because she's the one who's dishing out most of the damage, right? If you take a look, 97,000 damage dealt. Yes, you're prioritizing your sustain, but at this point, like, you don't need that blood wings. That glowing wand would have been so much more effective. It would have made France's play so much more efficient because they didn't have any dominance ice. not like they need the dominance ice. Yes, they do, but there's no attack speed marksman on the other side. So the second passive dominance ice doesn't really work out in your favor. So you need to go for the glowing wand, and you cannot rely on only Victor to try and dish out the anti-heal, because the moment Victor's taken out, and there's no way for the rest of France to win a team fight.
I mean, even so, I didn't like that he went for the Stadium side, Victor with the Stadium side first item, but even so, look at the total damage to tower from Team France, only 1,000 compared to the 41,000 of Team Romania. 3 turtles, 3 lords, and 9 turrets taken by Romania, 1 turret taken by France. I believe it was the bot lane one. Gold obtained per minute, it's 9,000 total gold obtained per minute. But even so, look at the damage taken. I mean, I believe that's damage dealt. 97,000 damage dealt. I mean, hold on. Look how much they can sustain. That's a lot. Gold from minion and creeps is pretty even. The farming in the late game doesn't matter that much, but the most damage in the entire game was 97,433 from Neferia. The most assists, Saki, with 16 assists, most elimination, 15 kills from Nikki, and the most gold per minute, 14,621. I mean, he has a KDA to back it up, he has the farming skills to back it up, and he has the play style and positioning to back it up. Incredible players coming from the side of Romania, but again, France was playing it extremely well, but I don't think they were in the right waters. Maybe they were, as you said, feeling a bit under the weather. The adrenaline was not rushing as much as like maybe they just didn't have a good night's sleep.
Not just the fact that I mean, we can say whatever we want, man. At this point, there's Romania. Yes, yes, France didn't have the best of games, but hey, Romania, they really pulled up. They really showed they have what it takes to make it all the way. Just make sure you don't have Zakota in your team. You're gonna go through.
Come on, man, give me a break. You can't be trash talking me like this. But even that, Romania is going to advance to round number 2 of the Iesf European qualifiers, and they're gonna go against Lithuania. We've seen how strong Team Lithuania is when they played against Israel. There was a schedule change on the stream the other day, so we managed to take a look and a peek to see how strong this team is, and they are pretty strong. You know, I like their draft, and I think the goal laner is their biggest strength, right? I mean, Kronos, you weren't here, but I think you did take a small peek at it. So what do you have to say about the upcoming game?
I think definitely the next game is going to be a big cracker indeed, depending on what we're going to see. To be honest, we're still not sure which game we're going to see. If it's going to be Romania versus Lithuania, that's going to be a big treat for our eyes. If you ask me, I personally want to see Turkey versus Italy or Austria. That would definitely be a nice game to watch out for. But Zakota, like, France are out of the Iesf. That's thank you so much for coming through, and they definitely played an absolutely brilliant tournament. They had brilliant matches. Just maybe another if not now, there's always a next time, but still I feel like they're coming their way. They're fine, they're clawing with what they have. It's just the small tweaks, small changes that could come through in games. And again, a lot of competitions in Europe definitely help take the players to the next level, right?
I mean, I agree with you completely. Zedel was a big game changer. He improved a lot during this tournament and many others. But with that note, we're going to be heading on a short break while Team Romania prepares to take on Team Lithuania. See you guys after this short break.